There we go. There we go. Hey, look, we got some chats coming up. What's this all about?
Chats.
Nice. Salty's here. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I thought we.
I just wanted to test it out, but it looks like
I thought we blocked
Fat
that guy.
Boys beat me to it.
Yeah, he's jumping around channel to channel, telling people to smash that like.
I'm hidden, Salty. I'm somewhere else.
Yeah, I didn't even bring my phone out here, so I can't tell. I was in panic mode for 20 minutes before going live, but there we go. Bliss is here.
Nice.
Polo's here.
Cool.
I'll share with you later, Polo, what I got for my Cyber Monday present, and I've already had to return it. I'll share that later, since you asked.
Nice. Oh, I didn't get a new background for ours. We're still looking pumpkin-y.
Yeah, I still got my turkey going here too.
Yeah, well, that's what I noticed. I noticed the turkey first, and I was like, Poe still has his. Oh shit, I still have the background for us too. Yeah. Oh, Kelly made it in.
Kelly Huff.
Yeah. See, now it's blue on my screen over here, so that means she's watching us from one of y'all's channels. She don't even watch on my own channel now. She's yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything about the Thanksgiving dinner she made, but no. The one that's funny is Shelby made some cheesecake things. She made like little personal cheesecakes, and she knows I don't like cheesecake, so I don't know why she gets surprised every time I make comments. Like when she asked if I wanted some cheesecake, I said no, I'll just go out in the yard and eat a dog turd. But she seems to get offended by stuff like that. But she asked today, though, about an hour ago, she said, so you guys got a Christmas intro now since it's December? I said, you'll just have to watch and find out. I ain't telling you. So. Oh,
and did that one on the road, huh?
Yeah. She apparently she's watched. She's not chatting with us, but she saw it. So,
well, I'm gonna let you guys know ahead of time that next. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, just letting you know ahead of time, I will not be here next week. Next week, Sunday night, is prep for surgery Monday morning. I've got a long list of things I got to do. I'm going to go to bed early because I got to get up real early. Supposed to be at the hospital, I think, around 6 o'clock. And it's about a 45-minute drive to get there safely. So, yeah, I'm going to opt out for next week just because I got too much to do. And then the next week, according to my doctor, I should be able to be. They're going to make me walk up and down the stairs the next day before I can go home. If that happens, then I will be next week. I'll be from the office doing the show on my full-blown PC, and everything will be back the way it was. So keep your fingers crossed for me. That's what's going to happen.
Nice, excellent. Well, just don't tell the doctor that you've been hooking up Christmas lights and sliding off the roof like in the intro. That's probably not good for that knee. I noticed how Poe had your character, the one falling off the roof, while you're laid up with a bad knee.
Well, that's how I got the bad knee, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh.
So. And for those of you that watch my Facebook.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Greg, for those of you that watch my Facebook page, you might notice that we got a new addition to the family. Not a permanent residence here, but Travis got a rescue dog, a Chihuahua, and so he's been here visiting all day, getting acclimated with Betty, and we've got Betty and Bella, and Bella is, and then Travis got to go out of town starting Thursday this week for 4 or 5 days, so Bella will be staying with us. That's why we're kind of experimenting today with, and they're getting along great. So maybe the next time I don't know, I'll have them both up here with me. So that's just another bit of news.
Excellent.
That's it.
Excellent. Yeah, so the chat's already talking about it, but Poe, you had a busy Thanksgiving week, huh?
Yeah, we flew out Tuesday morning. from Pittsburgh, and it was balmy 46 here when we left. 5 hours later, we land in Seattle, and it was 45 degrees there. So, so much for our tropical vacation over to the west. But yeah, it was really cool. And that first day, of course, my wife and daughter wouldn't let me rest. My boy had his school that day, so they're like straight from the airport into Seattle. Let's go right into the city and start walking around. So, you know me, I was all for that. But but it was really cool. We ended up having a great time doing that. A lot of cool stuff and walking around, looking at all that. And then whenever we got back to the hotel, my boy was done with school. He met us over there, and he actually stayed the week with us in the hotel room. So he did have school the very next morning. So then we had to go to the mall. So I was doing all the fun stuff that guys want to do. But I did find a gaming store there in the mall that was really cool. So we did that. And then finally, Wednesday, when my son got done with school, we finally made the trip down to Mike's. And that was awesome. We had a great time down there. But we hit a little bit of a snag with some traffic heading down. So I think it took us a couple hours to get down there. But like he told us, by the time we were leaving, it was pretty clear sailing going back up to our hotel room. So it wasn't as bad traffic wise. But yeah, we had a great time, and we'd come in and see all of the awesome arcade cabinets that Mike has. Everything there was awesome. All the autographs on the walls, the movie posters. I got to meet his wife and son and his nieces and everything. And I had some really killer pizza. I would have liked to have had more, but I was already bloated. The family made me go to Chinese before that. So, but I wish we could have spent like the whole day there, but we got there late. That was the big problem. My son and I were both pretty tired by the end there. So we should have just pulled out a sleeping bag and stayed.
Yeah. Well, there's a bed in the game room, so you guys could
just crashed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, that's really sweet seeing all those the cabinets and meeting Mike's family and everything like that. We had a great time.
Yeah, it seemed like all the family showed up. Wasn't expecting so much company.
They heard that Mr. Poestyle was going to be there, and we formed a line. We did autographs and
handed out cards. Don't forget the cards.
handed out cards. Yeah, for the show and for my channel. And I did a discount rate for his family, and since it was in his house, so. Oops.
That's always nice. That's always nice. Hey, look who decided to come back and visit. He graced us with his presence. He acts like just because he moved to a different house, he's allowed to not come to the show.
Sure, some ponies for your big yard out there.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Just watch out when Mike starts playing the Barry White. Watch out.
It was he had me at pizza. As soon as he said pizza, I'm like, oh yeah.
Nice. I'm just stoked that we got the chat working. I'm just so excited.
Oh yeah.
I think we should all just stop talking and just let the chat go for an hour, and then we'll come back and play the outro.
Oh, Salty mentioned he didn't see my live stream. I'll answer his question on that. I'm actually streaming from my old channel, Mike CB's Gaming HQ. So it's currently there, but I'll put it up on CoinUps and Consoles later.
Nice. Yeah, I could. I suppose I could get a link to that and put it in the chat here. So anyone that doesn't know how to, I don't know how that works. Let me see if I can do that.
How do we do that? Oh wait, I can't do that.
Yeah, that is kind of a bummer that you can't put stuff in the.
I know before we could, back in the day.
Right. Let's see. That's your new channel.
It was the old channel. Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking through all my. I don't think I unsubscribed to it.
No, you're still there. I looked at it.
Yeah. What the heck? Oh, there it is. Yeah, look, it says you're live.
Yeah. Everybody's probably weirded out by that. It's like, this guy's been gone like 2 years.
Yeah, what's going on? This guy just shows up and he's live. Let's see if this will work. See, last week when the chat wasn't working, I couldn't even do this. I couldn't even chat into the group.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. If you want to go there. Because you're going to put other stuff on there too, right, Mike? It's
just a live stream. I'm streaming there until I get like 50 subscribers from CoinUps and Consoles. Then I'll be streaming it on that channel. But it's just dumping here. Then I'm going to just move it over there. But as far as like the arcade challenges and stuff, that'll go to CoinUps and Consoles.
Nice. So,
Bart, is there a place on the screen here that we can put a chat in, or do we have to do it from a secondary device?
I think I've never joined up from that side, so I don't know. I can still chat in it like we could on StreamYard, but are you guys able to see the chat on the right-hand side?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I can see it two ways. I can see it on our screen, which I've been blowing up full screen, but I shrunk it back down to see the chat duplicated on the right side. But I don't see any place for me to type in anything which is fine. I got my phone right here if I want to add. Of course, I don't know why I'd have to chat anyway. I tell you what I want to tell you.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, on mine, underneath that chat that's popped out of the screen, I have the chat bar. I have a text bar where I can type. So I think, this one only. But of course, if you typed in on your phone in your channel or my channel or Poe's channel or whatever, it would come up. And but yeah, some subtle differences. I liked it better the other way, but it was kind of weird though. Whenever we chat in that other chat, it would go to all the channel, like it was from all of the channels at once. So that was kind of weird on StreamYard. But anyway, hey, look, he made it here. That Mike Seavey, Gaming HQ, he made it to the chat. What is this? Watching Greg is like watching an old Japanese movie with English voiceover.
Yeah, I've got an internet problem tonight. I can tell because you guys are lagging to me terribly, and it's not. I'm sure it's
like your picture's back from the AOL days, Greg.
How's it going, Cannabis? Good to see you. So, Mike, did you have some stuff you wanted to talk about?
Oh, yeah, sure. So, anyways, I got this finally arrived. So, if Casey, the Intellivision gamer, is still here. So, Casey, finally got it. The Intellivision game, Major League Baseball from Mattel. So, thank you so much. It's a boxed copy of the game.
Nice.
I ordered a protector for it, so that way protect the box. And then
whoops, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
Then when Poe stopped by, he gave me this game. It's Midnight Mutants with Grandpa. Dang you, come on. There we go. From the Atari 2800.
Nice.
So, I've been actually looking for this game, so I was like really shocked. Poe dropped this off. Thank you, Poe.
Oh, you're welcome.
As soon as I get the Atari 7800 Plus here one of these days, I'll be able to play it. Kind of sucks. I seen everybody on YouTube get their little, we call it those promotion kits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and here we are. We're waiting. I paid for it. So, but if I didn't pay for it and I was a bigger YouTuber, I probably got one already. Been playing.
All right. Well, I told you guys while I was gone, I got a message from Amazon because this time I'm like, I'm not going the Atari route. I'm going Amazon for screw Atari.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
Who wants a delay? And then I get that thing from Amazon. It's like, even though you paid for this with this card back in August, we need to confirm it or whatever. And you need to do that from a desktop. Well, I was the whole way across the country. All I had was my phone. So I did finally do that today and confirm it. But of course, they're like, it's out of stock right now. Maybe we'll get you one by the end of the year. So.
And Atari's website, they still have some in stock, according to their website. I looked on there. I'm like, oh, I can get it here. I wouldn't go on eBay.
Right.
From what you want to pay.
You might get it by June.
Thanks, Casey. I'm hearing you are welcome. Yeah, and then lastly, this was actually pretty awesome. So I thought I was going to be kind of late coming to the show today, but I had to run to GameStop in order to pick up this. It's my Chromatic Mod Retro Game Boy.
Oh, nice.
Thing. I haven't even opened it yet. I just got it from GameStop, and it comes with their licensed Tetris to it. My son already, when he saw me at this, he's like, "Can I play it, Dad?" It's like, well, later after I open it up and stuff, because I do want to do a video on it. But I'm still working on the Legend of Kage video, so I'm almost done. I'm at the editing phase right now, so as soon as I get done with that, I'm going to immediately start on the Chromatic and do a video on that, because I've been waiting. I've seen everybody else. It's like if you ordered it from their website, you would have got your Chromatic Game Boy already early. That's why I was kind of worried. I'm like, do I want to wait? Because do I want to take a chance ordering from a company I've never ordered from, or do I want to just order it from GameStop? Because I know usually you'll pretty much get your order most of the time, which they did. They promised it today, and it came today. So really happy on that. But yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, looking forward to playing this. Yeah, I haven't had a Game Boy in a long time. So I mean, back in the day, my friend Kevin, and he was considered that kid that got everything from his parents, but because he was a smart kid, he did really good on at school, straight A's. Not only that, he lived in the country, so he did a lot of chores, helped around the house, and his parents just gave him anything he wanted. And then I'm just surprised one day, because he had the Game Boy, and I asked him, it's like, hey, you mind if I borrow it in the weekend? And he's like, yeah, sure. And we just trade some games. I had some games, NES games. I gave him 2, even though that wouldn't have been equivalent to what a Game Boy is. Just asked for 2 games, and then I would be able to borrow his Game Boy with, what was it, Super Mario Land and Tetris. And
Nice.
I played a lot of Tetris when I had it. So, yeah, lots of good memories with that. So, but I never did end up getting one. I think in the Navy I bought the, what was that flip one, Poe? Was that
The SP, the Game Boy Advance SP, or?
Yeah, I think it's the SP, the flip one, right?
Right.
Looked like a square.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
I had 2 of those at one point. Well, I got one for myself, the Game Boy Advance SP, while I was going back to school. After the place I worked for closed down, I went back to school. And the young whippersnappers had the Game Boy Advance. And in between tests and class, they were sitting there playing it, and some of them had the cable to connect. And I'm like, that's pretty sweet. So I went and bought one. Well, then when my kids were older, we got a second one for my daughter. So my kids each had. Well, at some point after they got their DSs, both of those Game Boy Advance SPs disappeared off the face of the earth.
Oh, no.
I'm thinking the wife might have donated them without asking. And now my son really wants it back since he collects everything handheld. And I'm like, hey, talk to your mother. I would never have gotten rid of those things myself. So,
yeah, well, it's kind of neat. When I went to PRGE, I was initially was going to go buy a modded Game Boy with the lights. So it had the backlit lights. I didn't want the original because you have to have a light source to play it. So and then I bumped into those guys, Mod Retro, and they were like, here, they handed me it, and I immediately fell in love with it. So I know it's kind of expensive. It's like $199 for this thing. I think it's equivalent to what you can get for the was that the Analog Pocket, which is good too if you like that. It's a lot skinnier, but I want mine a little bit more fatter because I'm into the old school feel of things. But yeah, if Yeah, well, I got to try. I definitely liked it where I wanted to buy that. So unfortunately, they didn't have any, which was kind of weird. They didn't have any there to buy from them. So I just ended up deciding to just put money down on it from GameStop. And then, yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised I got it today. I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Just gonna say hello to the Intellivision gamer. He looks like he's making the rounds, saying hi to everybody. Welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Casey. Yeah, and then I also got some gifts from Mike when I went down there, and he got me the Luigi amiibo, which is awesome because I don't have this one. Actually, most of the ones we do have are my son's, but since they're here and he's not right now, they're mine. So we have this, and then also a Blu-ray of Monster Squad, which is an awesome movie. This movie means a lot because my buddy used to rent this, and of course the whole Wolfman Has Nards thing was just hilarious to us as kids. We rewind it over and over again.
Very
and
cool.
Howard the Duck. So I never owned any of these. So
Yeah,
very cool to have these.
Pictures of what's her name? The Marty's mom.
Yeah,
She's he got posted on Discord. I'm like,
yeah.
that's Howard the Duck.
And then I did end up buying a few things at that game store in that mall. We went twice actually because since we went the one day without my son, he wanted to go back and see some stuff. So we ended up going back again on Black Friday, which the place was just packed, which was cool. It's been so long since I've seen a mall active like that. Around here, it's not like that. The malls around here have a couple like teenage girl type shops, and then they'll have maybe a movie theater and a GameStop, and that's about it these days. You know, everything's kind of dead. But that mall, Tacoma Mall in Washington, just every place was packed. Even the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, there was a good bit of people there, and really great stores the whole way through. But we found that game store, and they had the Blaze. Here it is right here. The Hyper Mega Tech. You've seen these. And I was going to buy one of these just because back when they announced them, the wood grain on these things, you know, and this one has the Atari collection built in. They have this one and then just a black one with red trim on it that was Atari. And these ones, of course, sold out right away. But I didn't buy it. I'm like, I don't need another handheld that plays Atari. I don't need the thing. So then, of course, once they were sold out, then I'm like, maybe I should have got that. Well, too late now. People were jacking the prices way up. Well, this game store, he had 6 of these sitting in the case, and had them for retail price $59.99. So we're not paying $100 or $200 for the thing. And I said, why not? I was there that first day, and I went ahead and grabbed it. It has 50 Atari games built into it, 2600, arcade, 5200, 7800 Atari Lynx. So I grabbed that, and then when we went back Black Friday, my son was buying everything in the store. I went ahead and I grabbed the cartridge, the Intellivision Collection Volume 1 for the thing.
And that's on the Evercade? Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, this is Evercade. They started making these handhelds, I believe, a year ago. They had a Capcom edition with Capcom games, and I think it was Taito was the other one. Evercade's something that I've always followed but never jumped for, you know. I thought if I got any, I would get their home console version and not really a handheld. But then I just never got them. But this should play. I think it plays all but one of the cartridge games that they came out with from what I've read. So I have it, and I have my Intellivision cartridge in it. The 50 Atari games.
So
Yeah,
the Intellivision cartridge will work on there. How about for the numbers though? Like the Intellivision has those the number pads.
Well, it's all emulated. These games that are on this one are really basic games. Night Stalker, Astro Smash, Thin Ice, Thunder Castle. I love Thunder Castle. That's one of my all-time favorites anyway. But Shark, Frog Bog, Snafu, Pinball, Buzz Bombers, and some more. But pretty simple games to be able to play with just a handheld, which was cool because I did play it at the hotel a little bit when everybody was watching TV, and then I played it on the plane coming home. And they do have a lot of other cool collections that are out there. And this guy seemed to be selling them, or this place, for the original price that they came out at, because I looked up some of the ones he had in the case for, comparing his price to what they're going for on Amazon now, and it's a bit of a markup on Amazon for them compared to what he was selling them for.
Yeah.
So if I want any more, I might just have my son drive over there and get them and mail them to me. They do have an Atari collection. I'd have to look and compare to see what's the same on those cartridges compared to this. And I believe there's an Intellivision collection volume 2 out. Like I said, it was one of those things I was always kind of interested in, but didn't really follow closely. I know Game Freak does a lot of Evercade stuff. And I would probably actually enjoy them a little more if I went ahead and bought the unit that connects to the TV, since that's the way I like to play most of my games. But still really cool to get the wood grain, especially since you can't get a hold of it now unless you want to spend a lot of money. But it's cool that he had that in there. And he had a lot of cool stuff, old stuff. And he has like a mini museum in there of all the consoles through the years, and the handhelds, everything included. I was showing my son the Nomad in there because he had never seen one before.
Oh, I had one of those back in the day.
Yeah, really neat. Really
that got
neat.
me into Sega Genesis. Yeah, the Nomad.
Right. Yeah, I remember that stuff coming out at the time, and when I was a kid, it was like, no handhelds for me. But now I think that stuff's really cool.
Well, it was kind of neat with the Nomad. You can still play it on the television. So you just hook it up, and you would use the handheld as a controller.
Nice.
And then he was giving out, for anybody that bought anything, he was giving out the novel Ready Player One. So my son and I each got one of these thrown at us. I was going to say thrown in the bag, but we found out Seattle's a little bit different than Pittsburgh area. You don't really get bags. They don't do the thin plastic bags there anymore. So
they voted against it. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times places that we shop, they were just like, okay, here's your stuff, and we're carrying it out to the car like this,
Well, I know you can typically you can also buy a bag from them.
Yeah, they'll have bags for sale at those places.
Yeah, Micro Center over here, they really I went in there one day and I bought SD card and a bunch of little things, and I paid for it, and they're all stashed right there. And he goes, "Thank you." And I said, "You got a bag?" "Nope, we don't do that anymore." I said, "Well, what am I supposed to do with this shit?" He goes, well, he says, "You can buy a bag over there." I said, "I ain't buying no bag." So finally, some manager came over and he said, "What seems to be the problem?" And he found a plastic bag and gave me one. I thought, what am I going to do with this stuff? I'm going to drop it on the way out.
Or at least tell the assistant, "Oh, fine, you carry all my stuff to the car."
Right.
You can be my part-time bag.
Yeah, I see what Casey said. That I did read that. The Evercade, the home unit, has a place for 2 cartridges on it. So you just plug them in, and you can, that way you have more games right there, not just one. And if you put in both Intellivision cartridges, then there's a hidden game that comes up if you have both of those on the home system. So that is pretty neat.
Yeah, then I'm just curious, did Intellivision ever come out like a compilation games like on any other systems besides the Evercade?
Yeah, there was Intellivision Lives, and I know Casey would have the answer for sure, but I think that was that OG Xbox that was on? I can't remember.
Ooh.
I think it came out for a few systems, I think.
I'll have to go look for that. I still have my Xbox. Well, I'm interested now. I want to try some of the games, but it's like, for as far as buying the old, Intellivision system, kind of hard to get a hold of those. But if there's like a compilation disc, I'd definitely buy that to play some Intellivision games.
Yeah, I never bought any of those, but I know they did come out back in the day. How well they work, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they had a plug-and play or two as well back in the day that maybe didn't work so great. I think they actually came with almost like a
I seen,
PlayStation
like,
type controllers.
yeah, it looked like a mini. Did you see that? It looked like a television.
They did
mini.
have a flashback mini. I think
Uh-huh.
those are going for decent price now. I didn't get one of those when they came out. And they came out with new overlays for the games on those. And a lot of people, I think, just took those and put a Pi inside them and made their own in television. So,
Oh, nice. Yeah. A bunch of years back, I think Jason got it for me. He got it's like a Xbox controller or one of those types of controllers, and it had built-in Intellivision games.
all right.
Oh, nice.
And it looks good on the surface and all, but you're, like you said, you're kind of limited to just the buttons you have. So you're not playing baseball and football and stuff like that. But those games that you really only need to steer and shoot, that works fine. So
Right.
that was pretty cool.
Didn't they have like a fighter jet sim, and it had like voice, like F-16 bomber,
B-17
like
bomber.
Yeah, B-17 bomber.
Bomber. Bandit, 12 o'clock.
I do have that for my, and I have the voice module for my television. So.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Yeah, I bought the voice module just to get that game. When it came out, I bought the IntelliVoice. Greg said I had enough of this Intellivision talk.
Let's talk.
I didn't kick him out. I kicked myself out earlier. I had a moment of panic while you guys were talking because, I had to do that emergency work to get power out here to my arcade. And I was thinking all of a sudden, I was like, oh, shit, the tools are out there. And those dogs, they'll grab tools. Anything you leave outside, they'll grab them and you'll come back with a nub for a screwdriver. And so I ran in the house. I got a flashlight. I'm all walking all over the yard trying to find. They usually take it to one spot. So if you're missing something, the dog's got it, And I couldn't find it, so I'm walking the whole yard. I'm like, we're gonna have to wait till this. And I can't. And they're in here. I brought them with me. so yeah, that's why I vanished for a couple minutes while you guys were talking. And I found out the range on these Bluetooth earbuds is about 7 feet outside of this trailer door. I could hear you guys talking, then all of a sudden I couldn't. And I was like, oh. But so what's this Polo was asking? Watching the premiere of Creature Commandos on Max. I don't even know what that is.
Is that a Skinamax film?
I don't know.
I can't watch.
I saw the
iPhone at me.
I saw they were talking about Max the other day on in the Discord. I was wondering if it was a Skinamax because they said what's on that's good. And it's like back in the 80s after 10 they had all kind of good stuff on Friday and Saturday nights. But yeah, I'm not even sure what that is. So, and I don't have Max, so I won't be. But didn't want to ignore it. We finally got chat working. I didn't want to ignore it.
I haven't been keeping up with anything really. Now on the plane trip there, when we went to see my boy on Delta Airlines in the summer, they had the screen built right into the seats in front of you, and it's pick anything you want to watch for free and watch it. They had newer movies and all kind of stuff. It was different on Alaska Airlines. They're like, pay for our Wi-Fi and then pick anything that we have available for you. So I did finally break down and get the Wi-Fi for $8 for the 5-hour trip. And what did I watch? I watched Ghostbusters Frozen Empire again. So
nice.
Not the female one?
I'm surprised that wasn't the one they were trying to push on it.
Right. Hey, welcome back, Greg.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened. It's like all of a sudden you guys started breaking up real bad, and then you were gone. So I was like, oh well.
We were abducted. Orb.
Right.
Well, I really do. I think it's my internet is not playing right. Like I say, in 2 weeks I can be back on the Ethernet cable. So hopefully that'll happen soon.
Nice.
So I did miss part of what you guys were talking about because I got out of earbud range. But so I don't want to. Was there more? Where I didn't interrupt in the middle of stuff you were talking about?
No.
Did I?
No, we pretty much covered the Intellivision stuff.
Okay. Because I wanted to talk about this other thing. I don't know if you guys saw anything about it. I think there's been news about it for a little while, but I just heard about it the other day. Have you guys heard about the Wonderland Amusements pinball machine they're working on?
No.
It's called a what'd they name it? Alice Goes to Wonderland. And it's pretty cool. It is, I guess it's 3/4 scale. It's a 3/4 scale physical pinball machine. It's not a digital machine. It's physical pinball. And I went on the Facebook and I bootlegged their little video. They put a video out that shows a rough cut. I'll go ahead and play it, and you guys can see what they got going on it so far. And then we'll talk about it. Maybe, if it plays. Yeah, it didn't play very good in the beginning, but that's their little teaser for it. Like I said, it's 3/4 scale. They say it works out to about 81% the size of a full-size pinball table. But here's the kicker. It's going to be less than $1,000.
Oh.
And right now there's no artwork on it or anything. They're working on all that. That's the basic layout. It's got a couple ramps. It's got pop bumpers, some drop targets. It's not going to be like the modern Godzillas and like Greg's got his Stranger Things with all the super big modes and all that stuff. But they're talking somewhere around $800 to $1,000 for this machine. And the guy basically said if he can't get it under that price point, he's not going to make it. So it's not like all of a sudden it'd be like, well, they advertise it's going to be $800 to $1,000, but it's really $4,000. It's going to be under $1,000 or he's not going to sell it, basically.
Nice.
And he's done.
Did it have a back glass on it? I couldn't tell by the video.
Yeah, it will. And I don't think in the video, I don't know that they showed. Right now, they just have dummy stuff. Let me share this real quick because I can. No, that's invite guest. I don't want to accidentally invite Derek. There's the basic layout of the thing. And this is kind of the stage they're at, although they did build that prototype that plays. So you can see on there, does that show my? Yeah, they got a couple ramps. They got a capture ball over here that you hit, and it looks like they have locked balls. I don't know if you can see my mouse on there, but they have locked balls. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Like they might have a multi-ball that will work.
Nice.
But I don't know. I'm trying to make things work. This is so confusing. I put my mouse over on that other screen so I can put it on top of this, but then I'm trying to do stuff on this screen. But yeah, it's really interesting. And they got some pictures on here. The guy that's going to do some of the artwork, and here's examples of some of his artwork. This isn't stuff that's necessarily for the pinball machine, but this is kind of stuff that he does.
Nice.
And he's gonna be working on the artwork for this machine. So it's pretty cool stuff. I think it's pretty neat. And the idea of getting a physical pinball machine for $1,000 or less, and that's pretty cool. Of course, I had that old Joker's table, which that didn't have a huge rule set either. You had limited stuff, and I love that table. Because it's pretty, and Greg, you got the Stingray table. It's not fancy that has 72 modes. You hit the targets, you do this, you do that, and they're fun. you're not worried about, okay, how many times do I got to hit this ramp before I hit this target, and then that'll make this ramp go, it's just play, get scores.
More like an old EM table. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't be EM. I guess it would still be the Stingray's a solid state, but still, it's basic. And I'll tell you what, for under $1,000 to have something like that, I'm curious what the back glass. I'm curious. I have a lot of questions about that. I think one of my biggest ones, being a pinball machine owner, is can I get parts? Because our pinball place here is shut down. Of course, you can order online, but thank goodness they reopened at a new location. So I called him the other day and said, "Can I come down and get all my stuff? Do you still have your service people?" He says, "Yeah, we're the same. You're good to go, Greg." So, I'm fortunate in that I have somebody local. But that's what I'd want to make sure of, is that, things go wrong on these things. I want to make sure I can get parts for it. That'd be my only
right.
question.
Yeah, and he said, I don't know if they're going to have, CPU boards in there and stuff, which is what happened to my Joker's table. One of the CPU boards fried, and it would have been nearly twice as much to replace that board as what I paid for the machine.
Yeah.
But he was talking about making the stuff modular and keeping in mind home maintenance on the stuff. So I think he's going to want to use common parts for the solenoids and stuff like that. So you can just buy them and pop them in there and not, you're not going to have a dead machine 2 years from now.
Probably getting parts from Stern or from the people. I wouldn't imagine there's probably somebody that manufactures a lot of those coils and stuff for those companies that they can buy from as well.
Yeah. Yeah. When I had the Joker's table and I had that other one that was a EM table, I found places, even back then, I found places online that you could buy they weren't the official Williams, but it was the same exact solenoid with the same specs, and it was like a third of the price. And
I was really upset with myself.
Box.
I'm sorry. You cut out and I didn't realize you're still talking. My connection's bad. The place down here that I was talking about a minute ago, they had an old EM table that I really kept looking at. It was $1,500. So, that would have been cool. And I wanted to buy it. Couldn't decide. Like I said, I'm out of room anyway. He took it down to that big pinball show they have down south. What's the big one they have every year? Hell, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a big pinball show. And he took it. He always attends it. He takes some machines with him. And it won first place for refurbished machines, because this guy did go through it. I mean, the playfield's all been touched up. It looked brand new. He wanted $1,500. Well, he came back and he had that sign on it, won first in show. And I said, okay, I'm going to, you know what, $1,500. I walked up to it. Price had gone, since he won that, it had a blue ribbon on it, had that prize on it. Price went to $2,500.
Oh.
Said, no. So if I'd have bought it beforehand, I probably could have sold it for that much money, because it was obviously worth that now. I mean, it was in immaculate condition. And little tiny flippers. I mean, these flippers were like this long, I mean, and a big gap. Draining fool, but it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. This one, what is it, Greg? It's a full-size pinball, what, 27 millimeters, I think? Do you know that? Is that the size? Does that sound right?
Are the flippers, you mean?
No, the ball, the actual pinball.
Oh, I think so. So.
And I think this one says it's going to be 22 millimeter ball. So it's a little bit smaller ball, but they said it's a heavy ball. I guess Mike said that they had one of these at the Pinball Expo, but it wasn't working most of the weekend. Yeah, they're in very early prototype stage. They're just work out the layout.
Is that the guy that used to run Arcade 1-Up or work for them or something that's doing that?
No, I think, what is he called? You're talking about John D?
I don't even remember. I watched one of Kong's videos there a couple months ago, and they had that dude there, and they're working on smaller physical pinball tables. But I think what he had was just an empty cabinet right now, that he showed.
Oh, maybe. I don't know if it was a couple months ago. It might be, because that video that I just played, they put out on November 26th. So just what, Monday? Tuesday? Where they were showing some gameplay on it that it's functioning. So a couple months ago, it might have just been an empty cabinet, and this is, I know they were showing that for scaling, like this is the size it's going to be, and they had a dummy back glass on it, and basically what it's going to have, I think it's going to be kind of more like the old school stuff where the back glass, maybe it would have lights behind it, but it's a static back glass for the most part, and then a small LCD screen for your DMD, which is probably a video DMD with today's technology, but I'm not for sure on that. But and they haven't decided on the artwork, but it will have a back glass and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. It looks like it could be a good deal. Yeah, it's not as big and fancy. You're not getting Godzilla or one of those new ones, but
it's just spending less than $1,000.
Yeah.
You talked about the ball size. It's funny you mentioned that. I don't know the exact size, but when I got the Stingray, it has the tilt mechanism, which is basically a metal ring with a pendulum that comes down through it. And if you shake the machine and it touches that, and you can adjust how far that thing is away, the ring gets smaller as you move it up. So that's your tilt. But it had and tilt, when you activate it, you lose your ball drains, but you can play your next ball. But it also had, and I forget the term of it, but they had a jamming tilt. And that's for somebody who takes and slams the machine like against the wall. Instead of tilting it, shaking it, somebody may slam it. And if that goes off, you lose your money. The game's over.
No.
Matter of fact, it takes a few minutes for it to come back on. Well, I wondered what this trough was. Right next to the tilt mechanism is a little trough that looks like a ball would roll up and down in it. And the pinball wouldn't fit in it. So I called the pinball place when I first got it, and they said, no, that takes the smaller ball, and you put it in this little trough. And what it does is if you shake that machine too hard or jam it, the trough's got a little bit of an angle to it. If you jam it, it rolls that ball up and it hits a switch up there and kills the machine. So the point of that whole long story is they do sell a smaller, it looks just like a pinball. It's a little bit smaller. So that may be the ticket. That may be what they're using. Maybe
that's how they decided the scale of the table.
Yeah.
Because it was funny because Kelly and I actually saw another guy. He was showing just one of those little tabletop pinballs. And I think they run this particular model he was showing. It runs like $150. They got a Pac-Man version, and then they got another one that's just a generic version, but it's got little pop bumpers and stuff on it. And it saves your high score, stuff like that. But it's just one of those little tabletops. And I said, that's kind of neat if you wanted to play. And I told Kelly, I said, it'd be neat if someone was putting out one that's like half scale or 3/4 scale. So people like me that are very room limited, you could get a table in. And then like the next day, I saw something about this machine here that I'm showing. I'm like, Jesus, someone is working on it. And then they said, yeah, $800 to $1,000. I was like, holy crap. So, yeah. We're actually talking now if I ever get around to starting my new arcade room that I'm going to build, it's going to be a little bigger because there's rumor mill stuff that they're getting licensing. If this first one goes and it sells well, they already got licensing stuff started for a licensed. And someone said, I don't remember someone mentioned Star Wars. I don't know. Because that seems like you'd spend more than $1,000 a unit just to get the freaking licensing for Star Wars. But I don't know. But it's like, man, if it's 3/4 scale, it's small enough, and I build my room bigger, maybe I'll get a couple of them if we see a theme we like. Yeah. Buy the first one to help support it so that they can get off their feet. And, it'd still be a fun table. But then if you see one that you really like, maybe get a second one. I don't know. But anyway, that's the one thing I wanted to talk about was I saw that and I got pretty stoked about it.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Did you see from At Games they're having a kind of a Cyber Monday sale for their 4K pinball tables? like giving you an example, Attack from Mars, the one that Ed's got, $1,499.99, 17% off. So you can get one now for $1,249.99. So
Right. Wow.
they're having their stuff on sale. I mean, it's not a big sale.
Well,
I mean,
did you see their other big news though? With they're starting a pilot program to test it out. They're going to do in-house financing for people. 0% interest for 1 year. You got to. I think they said you got to put $500 down.
$500 down.
Yeah. If you're getting just easy math. If the thing worked out to $1,700, you pay $500 down. So you owe $1,200, and then it would be broken into 1 year, so $100 a month. 0% interest though.
nice.
So,
Is it no interest, Bart? Did you say
no interest? No interest. But if you miss a payment, then you're kind of screwed. And you have to like pay the thing off, I think, at that point. And they have basically a online kill switch for it. So if you miss a payment, they shut the machine off until you make a payment again.
So when you pay it off, do they give you the switch code so you can disable that?
yeah. They will, through the online system, they will shut it off to where it's just yours. They can't access any of that.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Papa Brad,
$50 off. Hey, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was seeing that too when I saw the thing about the payment plan. Someone said, yeah, and then if you get someone that has the link, you can get money off too. So apparently Papa Brad has some codes for that. That's pretty cool too. Derek's all excited because I'm pretty sure with that payment plan, he's going to get all four of us one of those 4Ks.
Well, did you notice that the Meta Quest 3 is doing the same thing? I was looking through ads on that. They've had a little sale going on, but they also have it broken into 1 year interest-free payments. I think if you want to buy a Meta Quest, I think it was like $35 a month.
Oh, really?
That sounds about right. 10 months would be $350. Add another $70 for it, that'd be $410. That's about right. $410, $420.
Interesting.
Yeah, speaking of the MetaQuest 3, my niece brought hers down for Thanksgiving. I got to try it out. She had a few games for it, and she had like that Meat Saber game. Oh wait, Meat Saber. Got to play that, and then but yeah, it's kind of weird. I played some of her games that she had, and I don't know, maybe it's just me. I didn't really. It seemed a little bit better on the graphics, but that's about it. I mean, if you have the two, pretty much, I'm happy what I got. I mean, not unless it's like a big jump on its graphics and stuff.
I think where they get you is eventually they come out with games that are only going to be for it and not the Quest. Plus, they have the new Batman's one. And then they got that, what is it? They call it mixed reality or augmented reality, or where you have the monsters in your living room with the password.
That one was actually pretty neat. Yeah, the ones, because it takes a screenshot. Like, you have to kind of look around the living room. And, like the walls were falling apart. That one was kind of neat. And had the little monsters. They looked like tribbles trying to attack you in a game. But you're like, it's like, I would have liked to have a laser, but it was like shooting water. Like, what is this? This is kind of too family friendly. I would have liked to splat or something, or like shriek in agony. They weren't doing that. So like, this is too family friendly for me. So, but I got to try a few of the games, like the Beat Saber, and then she had that game, and then the Creed. I don't know if you guys played that boxing game.
Oh, the boxing one?
Yeah, it was Creed. So based off the Rocky films. But yeah, and I was like looking like, oh, she don't have any of the zombie zombie games and stuff. That's what I'm trying out. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, it seemed, as far as like its process, it seemed powerful, but I don't know.
Well, it's supposed to be what the pancake lenses in them. People were talking about how it's lighter, feels better. I don't know, but
it felt the same. Yeah, because I know they liked mine when I brought it over for them to play, and my niece, like, oh, the 3's out, so she just ended up getting the 3, and she wanted me to try it out and stuff. So, but it's neat, but I don't know. I have to wait. There have to be some more games for it for me to kind of jump to the 3.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. I'm curious. I'd like to see the difference, but unless you do a side by side, you almost have to like jump into Walkabout and then switch headsets and be like, because I don't know. I kind of always go with the same thing with my TV and stuff. Yeah, I got a 4K TV, but I got 720p eyes, so it doesn't really matter. I can't tell the difference anything higher than 1080 4K. I can't really see it because my eyes suck, and I'm afraid that the VR would be the same way because I don't have. Kelly has the glasses lenses that she puts into the Quest, so that helps. I just take my glasses off, so it's always a little bit blurry for me anyway. So I don't know.
Isn't Derek? Derek has the 3.
Derek has one. He could be answering these questions, but he must be all smacking around something.
Derek only knows about the Pornhub site on VR.
He's probably like me. He buys the latest cool thing and then never touches it, and it sits in the corner.
I got to jump in though and say that for me, I kind of got away from the VR for a while. I had the eye surgery and that helped, but about the only thing I really play on that thing is Walkabout Golf with you guys. I mean, I have enjoyed the cornhole. Of course, that one.
That's what she said.
Remember that one used to lock up on us sometimes. It would, it was kind of funky when we were playing group. I don't know if they fixed that or not yet.
Oh, you gotta join now. We just shoot each other with the slingshots for about 5 hours, and then we run out of time. Our batteries die.
Out of battery by the time we decide to play golf. Yeah.
But going back to the pinball machines, if you think about it, the at games. The one thing I will say that's an advantage, the price went up, but Ed's got the nice setup. He's got it all hooked up to the PC. But to do that on his old one, he had to buy a bunch of extra parts. But this one, the way I understand it, you don't need that Vibs board to make the back glass work and all that. It all works. But the only question I'd have for at games is right now, it seems like I'm paying an exorbitantly large fee for that package that you buy, the online game package. And I bought a bunch of pinball tables for the same thing you got, Bart. You got what do they call it? The Legends.
The Gamer Pro.
Right, and then I've got the cabinet. Well, I bought that game for better purposes, not an Xbox Game Pass, but their version of it. But it's gotten high, and all it does is allow me to play my games that I bought on both devices. So my question would be, if I bought one of those machines, could I just transfer all my pinball stuff onto that machine and not have to pay that fee? I don't want to have to pay that, because I think it's like almost $90 for 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
It just seems like a lot of money for me for what you're getting. I mean, I'm probably paying more for that than on the Xbox Game Pass. But my God, with the Xbox Game Pass, they're giving me Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. They're giving me Call of Duty. My gosh, the titles are just crazy. Matter of fact, I saw a bunch of games on Black Friday that I said I'm going to buy, and then I looked over and they were on Game Pass. Why would I pay for a game when it's on Game Pass? And I can download it for free. I'm not even playing online. So that's my rant.
Right. Nice.
Everybody's selling you a service now, and At Games is doing that. And before mine renews, I got to get a hold of somebody and find out what the advantage is to renewing. Because I got a Nintendo Switch. I noticed most of you guys have a Nintendo Switch online account, don't you? I think I've seen you guys on there. And it's nice. They came out with a new, Nintendo 64 package for free now that you can download. So they've been adding stuff to it for a long time. So I'm paying for At Games, Switch, Nintendo, and Xbox, and they got to draw the line somewhere. It's starting to get into
it. So it starts to get to. Oh, like
And you-
Derek pointed out there a few weeks ago, PlayStation shot the prices way up, especially on their higher tier. I got rid of that in the summer after I was no, I had the second down tier, and once I forgot to end the subscription and just manually do it. So that's when I was off from work all those months. They automatically charged me for that second tier, and then the wife was like, "What's this?" I'm like, "Oh, the boy must have did that. Call him." So I did go to the lower tier than that, but that won't kick in till next summer. So since I already accidentally paid for the year.
Yeah.
You know, that's something else I learned over this period of time that we've been in is, we've all been experimenting with this new StreamYard replacement, right? And what was that one I tried, Bart, that didn't work out for us?
Shoot, what was it called?
Streamlabs.
Yeah.
Naughty gamers.
Right.
I paid for the first month with that. And then we decided not to go with it. We decided to go with this other one. And I paid for it with PayPal. And I reached out it wasn't working properly. It wouldn't give me what it said it was going to do. So I reached out to them and they quit answering me. They kept giving me dumb answers, nobody. So I called PayPal up and said, "I want my money back." And they said, "Well, that's a pretty big company. Usually these mom and pop things, we just reimburse you right away. And, we don't collect from them, but I don't know if we can do that." And I said, "Well, you know what?" And I just get that old man syndrome. I tell them, "Well, fine, I won't use you anymore either." I looked at my statement the other day. They gave me that money back. So PayPal's not giving your money back. So
Nice.
But they need your money to pay Will Ferrell now. PayPal. I saw that new commercial of his for PayPal about 1,000 times while we were in the hotel room already.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, this subscription service thing is crazy because, and it goes even further than that. I think y'all know. I mean, I got my cable, which is way overpriced, com crap. And then, and the next thing I know, Cheryl says, "Oh, I really like to watch this show but it's on Hulu." And then the grandkids come by and they go, "Well, if you get Disney, you get Hulu with it." And now Lord knows, I don't know. I like that commercial for that thing that says, "You know how much you're spending on subscription services? Join with us. We'll cancel them all for you."
Right.
It's like quitting the
Subscribe to us and we'll get rid of your subscriptions.
All right.
Remember that episode on Friends where Joey and Chandler wanted to quit the gym? And then they'd go to the gym and they'd say, "Well, you can't quit. Matter of fact, we've got a better package now. You get to," and they both come home and say, "No, we kept our gym." You never go, and they bought it's a good episode.
Yeah. I don't have too many of those subscription things because Shelby gets a lot of them, and then I just say, "Hey, turn that into the family plan," and then I just snarf off of her stuff. So that works out the best for me.
That is the best way for sure. That's what my kids do to me.
Right.
They steal all my crap. Then it says somebody else is watching. My daughter will forget what my password is and try to change it, and I'll get an email. I'm like, "What are you doing? This is like 2 a.m. It's either you or it's Habib over on the other side of the world trying to hack my account."
Well, see, that's the thing. I got 2 kids that work at the 2 different rocket companies. They're working for 2 of the richest men in the world. So I got me a stack of Uno reverse cards, and I just throw them out there. It's like, remember when I used to pay for this? Boom! Now it's your turn.
I was trying when we were at that game store. My boy got some cool artwork for his room. I think I sent you guys a picture of that. It was the box art for Mario 3. And then he had the box art for Super Mario All-Stars and Mario Kart for the SNES. Yeah. And they had some.
How old is your boy? How old's your boy now?
He'll be 21 in a few months.
You know what? Give me his address. I'm going to send him a Raquel Welch poster. I mean, if you're 21 years old.
Well, there's only certain things that are acceptable in their dorm rooms for inspection.
So today's
I don't know.
Bill Welch.
Yeah, right.
Well, he is in the Air Force though, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, because I understand they do have standards, unlike the Navy. Who I mean, you've seen who that gal that's in the cabinet, that admiral. What I mean, is that a guy or a gal? I mean,
Oh, geez, yeah.
They're all over the place. What are you talking about? I see them in the Air Force and the Marines.
Yeah.
Bart's
That's
face went kind of sour there. I can see that he's like, "You're talking about my Navy there. You're talking about my Navy."
That's just, I know the situation. But
Yeah, but I mean, my boy, he was getting those pictures, and they were really cool. But I didn't have any room in my carry-on. We go with not checking the bags, just to carry on, squeeze everything you can into those things. And but they had some of the old black box art, Kung Fu, and original Mario Brothers, all those cool ones. So I'm hoping, throwing the hints to him around Christmas time, maybe he goes back to the mall and mails some of those out to old Dad for the arcade room. But
nice.
he bought gifts for Mom, but not for Dad. I'm like, man, I'm the one that got you every game system ever. I snuck and did all that stuff. Come on, man.
Right.
So does your son have any game systems with him out there now? And
He has the Switch Lite, but he's kind of regretting not getting just a regular Switch because now he has a TV. And but he said he's waiting for the Switch 2. And just yesterday, after we left, we played Mario Party, the new one, online together last night at like 1 a.m. He told me that he did get on for a cyber sale for the PS5. So he ordered a PS5.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
I like that.
Nice.
It's kind of funny. I saw on I was checking out the games at MetaQuest, what they have out. Have you guys tried out? They have a nightclub simulator VR.
No.
And it has like a lady on the pole. So I'm like, what is that game about?
Bart played that one. What was that one you played? You immediately canceled it within 5 seconds of the barroom drunken fight or something like that.
Yeah, the brawl thing or whatever. Yeah.
I remember seeing that. It's like, that'll be cool. And you're like, no, it's not cool at all.
Yeah, me and the boys and my buddy Rob, we all got it because you could play 4-player. And it's not so good. This is kind of interesting that Mike put on here the X Arcade to TV deck, which is built to set up VR arcades.
Oh.
I don't even know what that is. I'm going to have to do some research on that.
Yeah. That sounds like something
cool.
else I need to secretly buy here.
Right.
Well, they even have you guys heard of this game, Alien Rogue Incursion? It's going to be $39.99 on Meta. So it looks like a first-person shooter in the Aliens universe.
Oh, nice.
We have a Batman one, which I've been playing. That Batman. What's the second word?
Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, I've been playing that on the Xbox, and that's a cool game. I think that would be cool in VR. That'd be really
cool. But that, like we were saying earlier, that new Batman that is for the Quest, that's Quest 3 only.
Right.
That does not play on a Quest 2. But
See, that's another thing that Poe just mentioned, the Switch 2. My God, every YouTuber and not just them, it's all these forms of media are speculating, that they're using that clickbait. Information on the Quest 2, we don't have any information on it. The only thing I've heard is that they are supposedly, and now I'm becoming part of the problem, supposedly supposed to be out in the first quarter, which would be January, February, March.
Yeah, that's rough. That's a little. Well, you never know with Nintendo, I guess, but I would say probably second quarter if I had to guess.
Yeah, and they haven't, and people are saying it's going to be backward compatible. I don't know. Does that mean that it's online games? Does that mean your cartridges will work as well? I mean, nobody really knows.
Right. That's what my son is banking on with this, is the backwards compatibility, and it's like, well, you can wish. Hopefully, but you never know.
Yeah, Mike was
they
talking
might
about
do
that
a
also.
Switch 1 online store subscription or something like that on there.
Have you seen the prices of the regular Switch now? I mean, I saw a Switch OLED with Mario Kart 8 for under $300. I mean, Mario Kart 8's like a $49 program. So,
Yeah. And
So
we
that's-
walked into GameStop and they had Mario Odyssey finally down to like $29 brand new, which I think we got that game for Christmas the year it came out. I can't remember how many years that's been now. Probably 5 years anyway. It takes Nintendo a while to drop prices on stuff, that's for sure.
Yep.
Well,
Michael.
Nintendo did not have very good sales this year on Black Friday or any over the holiday. Microsoft did have some good ones. I noticed Bart told me that Steam had some great sales on some pinball, FX pinball.
Mm-hmm.
But I got my FX pinball on Epic, so I went over there to look, and they didn't have anything on sale. So I was kind of disappointed in that.
Yeah. I also saw, and I actually purchased Train Sim World 5. They have some Steam sales on that. And I had bought that Boston route that came out with Train Sim World 2, but it's compatible with 5. I had bought that one because I'm cheap, and it was $10 cheaper than the other route I was looking at buying. And now the other route is one of the ones that comes with Train Sim World 5 if you pay for it instead of just doing the free upgrade thing that we had done. And it turned out to be $32, and you get 3 different routes, including that San Bernardino route that I was thinking about buying. So that was on sale. But yeah, Steam had quite a few sales. But and then apparently in 2038, we can get GTA 6 in May of 2038. So that'll be good.
That's what I was gonna touch on. I saw something. I'm not sure if it's true, Michael, because I always like getting the collector's edition for these types of games. And I seen a couple promos on it, but I'm not sure if they're real or not. A couple people on YouTube posted. Then I do like the steel box or the steel case that you could get for it, but I'm not sure if that's true. And then someone posted too. I'm looking at it right now, like a PS5 edition that has GTA 6 on it. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with them, but it looks really good. I can't wait to play it because it's supposed to be kind of a throwback to what was it, the that one that had what was it, Grand Theft Auto? It's the one that takes place in the 80s. I don't know if any of you guys, Vice City. So it kind of has that vibe to, yeah, it had like Miami Vice vibes to it and stuff.
Nice.
And then also, if you're familiar with the movie Scarface, I mean, you have that little shootout towards the end. You're like Scarface in the last part of that game. But yeah, looks cool and stuff. But I can't wait to see more on it. Hoping to get that as well. I'm gonna purchase it because I'm a big fan of GTA.
Nice.
Oh, I had something for you too. You and Greg. Did you guys see on Meta that they had this game called Plane VR?
Uh-huh.
And it's a hands-on training. It looks like you fly an airplane on it, but it's an early access game. It looks like what you guys play. It's definitely a simulation. And the graphics look pretty...
What's the name of it again, Mike? What's the name?
Plane VR.
Planes VR.
Just plain VR. Yep.
Plane VR. I have to check.
Then VR. Yep.
Yeah, I'll have to look that. I have not seen that.
There is one game they do have a World War II, I guess it is. I don't know, but it's a flight simulator that I play on the MetaQuest, and it's a flight sim. You're flying an old biplane. I guess it is World War I. You're flying against the Red Baron and stuff. But I'm telling you what, that's the only game in VR. When a plane's coming at me and I'm going at it, and it flies over me, and I reach my head up to look like Goose does in Top Gun, like looks to see it go by, almost pass out. I mean, it's like it's just like, holy crap!
Yeah, I tried that World War I flight sim, fighter sim thing
Yeah.
I think way back when it first came out, they had a free version. You could do so many missions, and I had about 4 minutes into it, and I for an hour after I thought I was going to puke.
Yeah.
I got the worst case of VR sickness I'd ever had.
Me too.
And just like you said, I'm flying. It's all good and happy until that son of a bitch went past me, and I turned this way, and I banked the plane, and I was like, "Whoa, shit, this is not good." And I about ate it. But yeah, I do, because I played that other game that's more of a, it's like you're flying a twin engine, like a Baron or something like that, and that was cool because then it's more casual flying and not the yanking and banking stuff. But
well, if you guys are talking flying, Bart commented on my my last flight that I did on the X-Plane 2024, which right now I'm limited to the Xbox. Can't wait to get downstairs because my laptop up here won't handle it. Can't wait to get downstairs to use my flight yoke. But I did do a night flight for a video. Yeah, there you go. And I didn't realize till I did the playback that I wondered why I was having trouble lining up with the runway, but I did make a successful landing. But I was looking out the front window at a 45-degree angle, and Bart pointed that out, and I thought, and I'm not used to there's so many damn buttons you got to push to get things to work. You know, it's button combinations, not like your yoke.
Yeah, I mean that was a great landing, considering I was like, I told Kelly we're watching. I'm like, man, he's got that thing out of 45. How is he going to get? And you greased it right in there, and that's when I typed it. I'm like, yeah, now you're just showing off. I don't even have to look out the front of the plane. I can land this thing. But yeah,
it is fun
that
though.
Error.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So that error code you were asking about, I think I typed in there too. Yeah, it's saying don't sink, because you're getting kind of low. Kelly was like, I hope there's no radio towers or anything. He's going to fly right through them. But
it's getting used to the buttons on a controller versus a yoke, which you and I both have things pre-programmed in to do certain things. But it does make it more challenging. But the one thing I will pay a compliment to is that and the football, Madden Football 2025, that is all included on Game Pass right now. And those are expensive programs. And I bought for my birthday, and before the price increase, I went to Sam's Club. You could buy a 3-month subscription to them for like $5 off a month. It saved you like $15 on that 3-month, and you could stack them. So I'm paid up till February. My kids all got me some and everything. I'm paid up till February 2026.
nice.
So
we've done that with PlayStation before. My brother and I used to, every Black Friday, they would do that sale for PlayStation Plus. So we would be paid ahead like a year and a half on the thing.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
But, you know, if you look for gift cards, if you have a Sam's in your area, you can buy a lot of gift cards. Like at Walmart, if you go there, usually a $20 gift card costs you $20. But you can go to Sam's Club and buy all kinds of gift cards, and there's a savings, a face value savings on those cards.
Yeah.
I saw something on PlayStation News. Poe, you could probably get this. Stranger Things VR coming out December 5th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think I did read something about that. When I would go through my PlayStation store, I always hit the VR section specifically. And all the games that I see that I want say, you know, just announced. So then you don't know if that means it's coming out in a month or 2 years with them, you know. Because there is a World War II flying sim that I've been looking at forever, and it was supposed to come out a year ago for the PlayStation 5, and it still hasn't come out, you know, for the VR.
And then the Warhammer 4000, have you seen that game?
I haven't seen that.
Coming out December 3rd. And I thought it had like Henry Cavill, or maybe that's the TV show that they're going to be making. I'm not sure if on Netflix or whatnot, but I think it's based off a role-playing game. I remember the Warhammer series, but It looks kind of
Right.
like Gears of War. So if you played Gears of War before, it has that kind of perspective.
Oh, nice.
I've seen some videos on it. I'm gonna probably have to check that out to see if that's good. What was it?
I got confused there. I thought that Warhammer 3000 or where I thought that's what Poe picked up at that adult store when he was. Yeah.
It was in the 15 section.
Hey Bart, I don't know
I'm
if you
sure.
can see. I don't know if you can see in the sharing section. I could go ahead and just talk about the I was just going to mention there's your pin tournament Sons of Zeus from last week that I set up. I just want to say I don't know if Derek's still here or not, but you do notice that the only one that really jumped right in there was Kaos, and I'm in there twice because I played on the Xbox and on my Switch. Off Grid jumped in there with a great score, but I did end up with a pretty good score. And I noticed Derek put in the Discord, oh, dang, I missed it because I was moving. I don't buy that for a second. I mean, he's beat that score, and I'm not going to try. So,
I'll have to excuse Derek. He was in my tournament. I had My Little Pony pinball tournament. He was in there with me. He's excused.
And I'll tell you what, I did get lucky on that. I'll tell you what, I don't know what I was hitting, but I was getting extra balls. I was getting multi-balls. I mean, it was just going ape, and the ball just wouldn't drain. I'll tell you what, I actually was getting tired of playing. There's Derek finally jumps in and says, yeah, see, I know, Derek, that's just a big score to beat, and it's probably tough on you, but that's okay. That's okay.
That is a great score because I felt like on mine, which I thought that was a really good game, and I forgot how high you had scored until I finished my game and went back to the leaderboard. I'm like, geez, I'm not even halfway there.
And it's always that one that I don't video. I mean, I video so many different things, but then I always play like crap. And then I thought when I got done, I said I wouldn't blame Mike a bit because I did this to Mike one time. I said if you didn't video it, it didn't happen. So I said that's going to haunt me one of these days.
Yeah, I did see. We haven't got a chance yet to play the Walkabout. Or was it 8-bit, whatever they called it? But Menace was on. Brooklyn Menace. It must have been last night after I got home. He was getting ready to play something. I didn't see what it was on Walkabout. He was just getting the lobby together, people joining in. And he mentioned somebody asked him if he was going to be playing the Christmas one. And he said, yeah, that comes out next week. So I totally missed the trailer for that. There must be a new Christmas Walkabout coming out. And I totally forgot to look it up today. So
yeah, I heard rumors about it, but I don't know. I haven't seen anything concrete about it. I think they put out a little teaser. And
okay.
People were saying, oh, it's going to be Christmas. It's going to be Christmas. But I think they are saying there's going to be another course that comes out before the end of the year. So people are just assuming it's going to be Christmas themed. Mike, are you finding anything about it, or is that not what you were looking at?
I was answering a question. I didn't
realize. Porn.
Right.
I know that Walkabout to me is the favorite multiplayer. I mean, there's a lot of good games for that quest, but for multiplayer, you can enjoy a conversation.
So much fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I want to do more of that next year with you guys. It will be fun to do.
Yeah, and I did the typical. I'll tell on Ed here a little bit. Our good friend Digital Victory, he got himself a Quest 3, so I did our normal, and I gifted him Walkabout. So kind of guilt him into playing with us someday. Like, dude, I paid for it. You got to play.
I'm bad with that Quest 2 because I keep telling you guys I'm going to update my Quest 2 and use it again. And I keep saying it was 4 months, 6 months. I actually think this month will be a year since I had that thing on. So I probably should update it one of these days and use it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I keep looking over here because I got, we were going to try doing some golf. I haven't golfed with my boys in a couple months. and we were going to try it last night. Jason went out. There were 4 new courses released, so he bought them all. And just like in Walkabout, Golf Plus is the same way. As long as one person buys it, y'all can play for free. And so he bought these, and then we're getting ready to play. And of course, we had to get up at 4 this morning, so I can't play too late. Jason had to be to work at 5 o'clock this morning. Also, he's on the East Coast time, so he's even behind, an hour ahead of me. And I loaded up my Quest, and it was an 8.5 gig update on Golf Plus. And after 30 minutes, I had 2.5 gig downloaded. So I said, I think we're done for tonight. But they were talking about playing tonight, and I said, well, I got to work, and then I got to do the show. And they just popped up, and they're like, are we golfing? So I might have to go soon, which kind of means, since we're doing this on Restream, that kind of means the show has to end. Well, I wish I knew if there was a way that I could go and you guys could keep going, but I don't know. But Travis just said that he's got to double check. He might have to do a huge update. We might not be playing golf anyway, because if Travis has to do an 8 gig update and it's already 8:30 for Jason, and if he has to get up be to work at 5 tomorrow morning, Poe, you got to get up tomorrow too, right?
No, surprisingly, tomorrow is a day off. I totally forgot. I asked those guys right before the end of last week, so are we working extra long the week after Thanksgiving? Because they do that a lot to us. And they said, we're off Monday. That's one of the holidays the union got us because, hunting is a huge thing here. And, it's buck season. So everybody will be going out to shoot their deer in the morning, so I'll just be hopefully sleeping in.
Yeah.
Well,
they used to do that.
Hiking, right?
Yeah. Wear a fur coat and go out hiking.
Let me address Mike. I wanted to address Mike Hawk here. Brooklyn Menace, I think, did play.
Wait, what was that name again? I've read his name all night, and it just now clicked when you said it.
That's why I've just been saying Mike all night, because I read. Sorry, Greg. Go ahead.
No, I'm fine. I guess that went over my head. Mike Hawk, right? Is he?
My cock hurts.
It's you, Poe. It's you, Poe. It's 100% you. I get it now. No, Brooklyn Menace did play Walkabout with us. I remember doing that one time.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And I want to say real quick, the pinball, I told about the pinball. I honestly did not set one up for this week, considering I won't be here next week. And I think we all pretty much decided that we're all our little challenges or stuff are going to wait till the first of the year. Am I right on that? I mean,
yeah, we'll take a break on that and come back fresh.
Yeah, so I didn't set anything up for this week.
Okay. Dang, now I forgot. What were we talking about right before?
Something about Mike.
Yeah. Dang, I completely forgot. Oh, because you were talking about the hunting thing.
Yes.
When I got up to Arkansas, they do the same thing there. They'll shut down the town because it's the first day of deer season. And I worked at the local grocery store, so everyone would come in and I have these little old ladies. Do you get your deer yet? And I said, no, I don't hunt. You don't hunt? I'm like, I grew up in Phoenix. The only thing I ever hunted for was shade. My dad wasn't outdoorsy like that. He didn't take us camping, hunting, fishing, any of that stuff. And we grew up in a huge city in a desert. So it's like there wasn't a lot of hunting and fishing to do in Phoenix. And my dad wasn't about to take us.
The school district that I went to, that wasn't a day off. And when I was in junior high and beginning of high school, there were so many kids that skipped it. And in junior high, they made us line up outside the counselor's office with our excuse blanks. And where everybody's lined down the hall the day after that Monday with these fake excuse blanks that their parents just wrote. My mom would always write, he had the flu anytime I was off or something. And I remember that counselor looking out at all them kids, and he's like, what a bunch of crap. He said, I know everybody here went hunting, but they got to bring these excuse blanks in and said they were sick. You know, he's collecting them all. They probably went straight into the garbage after that. But eventually our school district started making that part of the Thanksgiving vacation since so many people missed to go hunting.
Nice.
Yeah, my town does that where I used to live at. I remember when I went to high school, especially the seniors, they had rifles back in the day.
Yes.
I know where they're going after school.
Everybody had gun racks here back then in the back of their trucks. Yep.
No. Yeah, Jason was shocked when we got to Arkansas because in Arizona, it's almost like if you brought nail clippers with the little fold-out thing, you could get suspended and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And half the trucks in the parking lot have guns in the back window. And he said they were at after football practice one day, and coach had something that was tied in a knot. One of the kids just reaches in, pulls a freaking Rambo knife out. Here you go, coach. Cut it with this. He just cuts it and hands him the knife back. He's like, dude, that's like you're getting expelled for that in Arizona. You're just whipping it out. Big culture shock.
Look at Patrick Mahomes, our quarterback here in Kansas City, got fined $15,000 for doing this after a touchdown.
Really?
He just went like that after a touchdown. They said, you made a violent sign like you were shooting.
Oh, boy.
Like you were shooting the other team. This one commentary guy I was listening to was talking about it. He says, you know, there's people that play football. Michael Vick was fighting dogs. You know, there's football players that do criminal stuff. Mahomes, family man, raising kids, nice kid. He goes like this, 15 grand. Of course, like that guy said, 15 grand is like $5 to me. To Patrick Mahomes, so it's no big deal. But
yeah, just nuts.
Thing going like this. Yes, actually, Mike Gaming Gala. Actually, in a basement of our high school, we had an ROTC program there, and they had a rifle range down there, and they shot 22s. You could go down there if you're a part of ROTC, and they looked like M1 Grand. They were models of M1 Grands that shot 22s. And it was, you know, this was back in 1970. Well, I graduated in 74, so 72, 73. They had an actual rifle range in the basement of the school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a knife making class when I went to high school for where I went to. So you couldn't carry your knife going to the class. It just had to be secured in the locker. And when you got done building your knife, the teacher would just mail it to your home. So, you know, you would be like walking around with it, you know, and stuff, just for safety's sakes. But yeah, it was kind of crazy. It's like they don't have that anymore, because I went checked. It's like, hey, do you have that knife making class? And no more, you know. And then I think we used to have not 22s, but you could do BB gun shooting paper targets on there. So they had something like that at our school, you know, just for target practice, because it was a hunting town. So they would allow that, but, you know, no bringing
Right.
rifles out on the football course. But BB guns are fine.
I don't know what Derek's talking about, the hat incident. I don't remember the hat incident. So if you got enough patience, you can type that whole thing out, or you can put it in the Discord.
Yeah. Part of the reason we ended up.
Go ahead, Bart. I'm sorry.
Well, like I said, it was a huge culture shock for Jason with, you know, the rural Arkansas versus a much bigger school in Arizona. But part of the reason we left was to get Jason out of that school. They were at the point they put metal detectors on the doors coming in the school, and they were talking about removing the locker doors because people were having contraband, whether it's drugs and weapons and stuff, in their lockers. And we're like, yeah, it's time to get the kids out of these schools. This is not good.
Oh, but, man, like I say, I graduated in 74, and there wasn't a locker that didn't have at least an ounce of weed in it when I was going to
They have to actually bring the dogs in every so often where I was. So everybody had to stay in their homeroom at the beginning of the day. They were going to sweep the school with the dogs. The dog pointed out your locker. The police officer would come and have you brought out, and you had to open the locker in front of him and everything.
When Travis was a little boy, my son Travis, who's 35 now, when he was in grade school, Cub Scouts, I was the Cub Scout leader, and I let's see, the football player across after a game interview wearing a Trump hat. Oh, they made a big. He got fined for wearing. Oh, that figures. Anyway, Travis, I was Cub Master, so I invited a police officer to come to talk to the kids, at our weekly pack meeting or monthly pack meeting. And the guy brought a dog for sniffing out weed. And he said, first thing he says, yeah, I brought my dog. I thought it'd show off my dog skill. And he says, now I got a little bag of weed here. I'm going to plant on somebody. And he says, we'll see if he can find it. And about 10 parents just walked out.
I was going to say they turned and the dog had Greg pinned to the floor before they even started.
Yeah, 10 people walked out, and I'm like, okay, we all know who's got some weed on them.
Wow. Yeah, American schools are nuts. That's not far. That's not far from accurate. It is. It's crazier all the time.
We liked it. Well, the people that didn't have drugs liked the days that they did that because it meant you didn't have class for how long. We just sat there, would shoot the shit. Just like whenever there would be the scares, somebody would call in and say they're going to blow the place up. That was like half a day of them searching that huge school, the whole campus for
I think
forever.
In my sophomore year, we spent more time the first month of school outside standing on the north football field. We had a north football field, a practice field. They always empty us out there. It must have been the year of bomb threats. I'm telling you what, they were calling one in twice a day. We just spent the whole morning, one morning and once in the afternoon out in that field waiting for them to search the school.
Yeah, they didn't even send us outside, which is weird. They would search the one half of the school and then move us into that, and then search the other half of the school, and then move the kids back into that, and then class. Yeah, I don't think they really cared what happened to us, really, but they had to do something. So.
It was a small bomb threat because it wasn't going to take out the whole building. Just half.
Right. It was only going to take out half the building,
and it was probably just the. I was going to say stoner, but stoners don't do that. So, they're already mellow. They don't care. Some idiot probably across the street at the Kmart calling from the payphone outside the Kmart called it in so that they could have a free day of doing nothing.
Right.
Sure.
Right. Wow. That's pretty crazy.
Well, I'm gonna have to bow out here pretty soon, guys. I'm getting getting kind of worn out.
Munchies.
Munchies. So, I might as well share this. You know why they call it roach grip a roach grip, right?
Why?
Cannabis
Why is that?
maybe well, because the name potholder was already taken.
I don't know about all of that stuff, but I know once we got to Seattle, man, there must be a big skunk problem around that city. That's all I know. It's like, wow.
On the wall. A lot of people defecate all over the place there. No, it's actually true. Like my wife, when she wrote, like the subways I was messaging about, she actually saw a few people just taking a dump right in front of them. Well, like, what are they doing over here?
I have to say, I didn't know that the gum wall was a thing in Seattle. And I just happened, once we landed in Seattle, or before we went, I think I was at the Pittsburgh airport. When I typed in that we were going there, it showed friends of mine who had visited Seattle. And one of my buddies that I used to work with had been there twice. So I'm looking at his post from 10 years ago, and he's talking about this gum wall. This is the famous gum wall. I'm like, okay, I don't know. Everybody hangs their chewed gum on the wall there or whatever. We found it by accident. We're just walking around, and we ended up in this alley, and there's gum everywhere. And I'm like, it's the gum wall. And, the wife's like, what? And she's like, I don't know what it is, but it really stinks. Let's get out of here. It could be the gum. Maybe the gum stinks. Maybe somebody was doing something else in that alleyway. I don't know. But
you should have taken You should have taken a piece of gum, Poe, and like tucked it in your cheek, and then pretended to pull one off. Look, it's still good.
It was neat though because you had gum down the one whole side, and then like murals. People put up pictures and stuff. They had like Spock with C-3PO's body or something like that, and then you had Sulu, but it had Han Solo's body and it said Han Sulu on it, and then somebody made a gum mustache, and it's just crazy place.
Wow, that's funny. All
Did
right.
you guys
Well,
go to the Space Needle at least? Oh,
What's that?
did you guys at least visit the Space Needle?
We were going to. There was a talk between that and going to Mount Rainier, and neither one of the. We ended up letting the boy do what he wanted, so neither of those happened the last day. But I already have my vacation planned for next Thanksgiving to go out and see him again. So next year for sure.
Nice.
So how long will he be there? Will he be there? Is it a school or is that where he's assigned?
Yeah, it's kind of both, which is really strange, at least for back in the day. Because when we did tech school, you went to your tech schools if you had two of them, like I did, two different places, and then you went to your base. Well, when he got there, they said, when your school's done, this is where you'll be. So they put him in permanent party dorms already. So he has a nice dorm all to himself. He was allowed to buy a TV, and he's not going through the phase program. The Air Force used to have that phase where you got to be in uniform certain phases. You can't have stereos and TVs in your room until you're a certain phase. And with him, they're just like, go for it, and then he was able to buy a car and everything. He just started his school a couple of weeks ago, even though he's been there for months. So they were actually sending him around to learn the job hands-on, the job that he's going to be doing before he even started the school for it. So,
nice.
But now he's officially in the school. He'll graduate the school in February. As far as I know, he'll be there the rest of his first enlistment, but you never know. The way things are and the way they do things now, maybe they will send him someplace else.
Yeah. That's
But
cool.
a beautiful state, and it was great to get to meet Mike out there, and his family was just great. His son's hilarious. He came and took the pictures of us. Mike had him take the pictures, and his wife even asked us if we were going to come back for Thanksgiving. I wish we could have. We should have just stayed the night, stayed for
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
we had a lot of food.
She was probably thinking, "Oh, look at these two. Oh, we're going to run out of food quick if they stay. Please say no. Please say no. So will you be here for Thanksgiving?"
Nice.
Well, the other thing I wanted to touch on for my final thought is the KVM switcher. That is right now in a crowdfunding for the iRarcade. So they need 200 orders for that thing. If you have an iRarcade and you've been thinking about it, you may or may not be able to get one. And that ends, I think, Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, the funding for that thing. I know Bliss told me that he went ahead and put in for it. And the other thing is they have the control panel. Glenn's control panel is back up for pre-order. So Bliss pre-ordered that too, which you kind of need if you're going to get the switches.
Yeah.
So
I hope you can for sure get the control panel if you get if he makes enough switchers.
It's sounding like it because I saw after he told me that somebody else was saying it was up for pre-order. So it sounds like maybe that'll be a for sure thing where the switcher might not be a for sure thing.
Right.
I'm just thinking, he says 200, but I just wonder, maybe if he gets 100, he'll go ahead and maybe do a run. That's just me guessing, but I mean,
right. Yeah. I don't know. Because I told you guys, I went ahead and ordered one, got on that pre-order thing. And I don't know. It doesn't. Now he took down that thing, so you can't see how many are sold. But I think he said he was saying it's in the mid 40s right now. So we got a ways to go to get to 200. And
yeah, and I asked about it because that first link wasn't working. I posted a picture of it. Well, today I got a notification that somebody took my whole post down. So I guess they don't want my post there anymore or something. Now that they have a new link for it, I don't know.
Right. But yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I kind of half expecting that I'm just going to get a refund And I was wondering, I know there was a big discussion about, because he doesn't have on the thing anymore how many have sold and how much time is left. And I was wondering if he didn't want it on there because he doesn't want a bunch of people wait until the last second. He'd rather they just get in now. If you want to get it. Don't wait till the last minute to see if, it's going to reach the 200, and then people don't buy it, and then it never gets close to 200. So the other people don't buy it, and then no one ends up buying it because they're all waiting for the other guy to start it. So I don't know. Because I found that out with selling stuff on eBay. I sold a computer one time, and I tried just doing the opening bid at I don't even know how much I was looking for, but I started at like $800 or something like that. Nobody bid at all. Then I started the bidding at $100 with an $800 hidden reserve price. The thing sold for $1,500 because people started at 100 and they started just outbidding each other, and they went way past the hidden reserve. But when you started it at 800, no one wanted to jump in. So, people will wait for other people, but so maybe that's what he was thinking, but I don't know. I did put in my order for the thing, and we'll see what happens. But it comes out to $180 with shipping. So, yeah. So, anyway, I guess that was Poe's final thought. He talked about it and he left.
Can I jump in with my final thought just real quick?
Sure.
Come here, baby. Come here. Okay. I don't know if you can see her. I can't see the screen. Say hi to Bella. She's going home. There you go.
Nice.
Son. Bella's 3-year-old Chihuahua female. She's a good little girl. She can come stay with me this weekend.
Nice.
So anyway, that's my final thought. I got some other news, but it's not news I'll discuss with you guys later. See you, son.
All right.
All right. That's all I got. Poe's gone.
Okay, Mike, you got a final thought?
Oh, yeah. Just so you know, I'm still working on my Legend of Kage video. So I'm at the editing phase right now. So I should be done with that video here soon. So probably I'm thinking either Monday or Tuesday, I should be able to release it. Not on this channel, my CB's Gaming HQ, but the Gaming Road Warrior channel. So it's my new channel. Anybody watching off this right now. But yeah, I got that going for me. And then, of course, since I got the chromatic mod retro, I'll be doing a video on this. This is my next video after I get done with the Legend of Kage. So I'll try out the Tetris game. I'll try another. I got like another Game Boy game I'm going to put in it and see how that works on it as well. So what's kind of neat, I can stream it from my TV, so I'll be able to capture it with my Elgato device and show some gameplay of it as well. So that's what I have planned. And then, yeah, that's about it.
Nice. All right. My final thought is going to be for people that play Euro Truck Sim, Greece is coming out very shortly here. I think this week, maybe. Nice. Nice. And Pinball Bites they're going to have, Zen's going to have Pinball Bites this week, I think, on Wednesday or Thursday. If I was prepared, I'd know. But it's sometime this week. Check it out on their YouTube channel, Zen Pinball. They're going to do the final announcement for what the third Williams table is going to be in their pack. And I think they're going to announce the date when they're going to release that pinball pack. But that's supposed to be this coming up week. And I think the Pinball Bites show, it's either Wednesday or Thursday. I feel like, but I can't remember. I just saw the advertisement for it. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah. And yeah, other than that, I think that's it. I don't got anything else. So thanks to everyone that was here. There were a lot of people we hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Papa Brad, Mike Hawk was here. Good to see you. Of course, Bliss is here. Calvin Wong, he jumped in here at the end. I'm sure he's been here the whole show. He just talked at the end. But and then Kelly's here, Derek's here, Salty was here. Thanks for watching, everyone. 3 of the 4 of us will be here next week. We'll all be thinking about Greg getting ready for his surgery coming up. Lots of so plan for it next Sunday night. Total Greg shit talk fest. That's what we're gonna do next week's show.
Yeah,
is
Greg, what
be...
are you getting enhanced? Your hiney or your weenie?
Well, if Cheryl had a vote, we know which one it is.
You talk about that hiney thing the other day. In health issues. The other day I was at a restaurant and I started to choke, and the little waitress server gal came up behind me. I was wearing a pair of shorts because this leg, and she came up and she just got behind me and pulled my little short pants up and licked my right cheek and my butt, and it surprised me so bad I just spit the piece of meat out that was choking me, and she says, "I've never tried that hiney lick maneuver, but I was glad to see." Bad joke, bad delivery.
I don't know. Bliss is in, so I don't know if it was the shit talk Greg session or if it was the Heine lick maneuver. But one way or
he's
another,
all in for that Heine lick.
He's all in. He's all in. All right. Nice. So the moment everybody's been waiting for, we have a new outro for today's show also. So there you go. I'm going to click the play button on the outro, and 3 of us will catch you next week. We'll all be thinking of you, Greg, next week during the show. And get your Warhammer 4000 ready to go for next week's show.
I want to play that.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're out.
Good night.